Hold on. Whoa! Oh, okay. You're gonna just stay there. Okay, can I have my phone? Thank you. Okay, right. As I was saying, as we are a quarter of the way through the year, it is now the 27th of April for reference, and I turned 25 this year. I thought it would be fun to do the quarter year crisis tag. So I got the questions on my phone. It's quite a short one, so we're just gonna get into it. How many books have I read this year so far? I have read 40 books. My goal is 52, but I knew that I would get that. Like, for me, that is not a challenge to read 52 books in a year. I just didn't think I would be so close to it, so close to achieving it at the end of April, you know? So I'm happy. Maybe by like June I might have it met. Maybe I'll read like 100 books this year, who knows? Have you found a book that you think might be a 2024 favourite? Bad Fruit by Ella King, I should say. That was incredible. It's so disturbing and unpredictable and just really, really gripping, and I've been in a bit of a book slump, a reading slump prior to reading it. It really just pulled me right out of it. The other one is the Sad Ghost Club series. I've read all the 3 volumes and I have really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I don't think it's going to be a favourite and I'm like, oh my god, obsessed with, but I gave it 5 stars and it was a really lovely addition to my library that I had been meaning to read for a while and I just hadn't. But if you're thinking favourite book, probably Bad Fruit by Ella King. Any least favourite books of the year? Okay, so I've got a bit more lenient with my star rating in the sense that it's okay for me to give 2-star ratings, 1-star ratings. I actually haven't given any 1-star rating this year, I don't think, but I would refrain a lot of the time from giving those low ratings. I'd give it 3. If I didn't really, really love something, I'd always try and find at least something redeemable about the book, but this year I'm just being a bit more honest. My least favourite book was The Catcher in the Rye. I hated it. But I think a better question is my most disappointing book of the year, and that would be Detransition Baby by Tori Peters. Which is so unfortunate because the premise of it was so interesting. I would have loved to have read a story about someone detransitioning because I had never experienced that before, but I found the whole plot to be so illogical. And before you get that twisted, I don't mean in terms of the detransitioning. That wasn't illogical. It was the whole involving an ex and the raising of a kid with someone else, and I won't get into it because I've already done a reading blog on that, but yeah, that was a lot for me. The next question, which is my most read genre so far, unsurprisingly it is contemporary, but that can mean a lot of things, not very specific to what I'm reading. It doesn't tell you a lot about what I'm reading, so I'm going to give you the top 4. So we've got contemporary, literary, young adult, and fantasy, and then underneath that we have got LGBTQIA+, and then under that we have romance, and then under that we have graphic novel. But that's just generally what I'm reading. I've read a lot of graphic novels this year, so I'm surprised. I suppose I have read more graphic novels than usual, but that wouldn't make a fraction dent in the 40 books I read. But I have read a good few this year. A book that surprised me, I'm gonna go with Wonder. I always have trouble with the author's name. R.J. Palacio. Wonder is actually my favourite film of all time. I've watched it so many times, so I wasn't expecting reading the book to be such an emotional experience or to be so deeply affected by it because I was so familiar with the story. But oh my goodness, I was sobbing at the end. And I think that is maybe to do with the fact as well that so much happens in the book after where the film ends, so I wasn't expecting it, and it's really emotional and intense and wonderful, but I just wasn't expecting to be that impacted by it because I was like, oh, I know everything. I didn't know everything. Probably the most surprising, but surprising in a good way. A book that has come out in 2024 that I haven't read, well, would be I'm gonna say Funny Story by Emily Henry. It's actually my book club's pick for May, so I will be reading it very soon, but I haven't read it yet. You made, you are succeeding at. Well, it's all kind of the one goal, but there's separate parts to it. So my goal for this year was to decrease my physical TBR, and with that I'm on a book buying ban. I haven't bought a single book this year, which I'm so proud of. And the other thing is that my physical TBR was at 69, is now back to 38. So my TBR was on 69, is now at 38 books. So I'm doing really well on that front. So that's like my big goal that I'm succeeding at. So unsurprising, or so surprisingly, because I've tried so many times, I've just gotten nowhere, but I don't know what it is. It just clicked this year. Maybe it's the Excel spreadsheet that I've had that's kind of just staring me in the face and being like, yeah, these are all the books, you know. One goal that I need to focus on. To be honest, I haven't really made any real goals other than that. It's just to get down my physical TBR, and I'm succeeding. I also wanted to read 52 books. I'm currently at 40 books, and I didn't expect to be at that stage this early on in the year, but I'm really happy with that. I have other goals for myself, but they're not book related. So that's kind of it. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you all very soon.